Welcome back to Chow Time Pods. Your host, Red. I got videos today from Manhood.
Here's another example of why women are the fucking problem sometimes. So women are like, when we go to the gym, the men stare at us. The men stare at us. We don't want you to stare at us. I just watched a video of a woman doing calisthenics and nothing but a crop top and skin-tight booty shorts. And there was...
Well, you can see all of the camel toe. Trust me, guys. There's no more camel toes than there is at the gym itself. Like, even in the desert in India or Egypt, wherever the hell camels are, there's not as many camel toes as there are in the gym.
3 men around her, and the entire minute video, none of them looked at her. They didn't give a single fuck what she was doing, okay? And so I noticed it naturally, right? And so I went to the comments, and every fucking female in that comment section is like, but no one looked? Oh, so now you want them in to stare at you at the gym? That's a little hypocritical. It doesn't make a lot of sense, does it? No, it doesn't. How about
all
you
of a
just go to the
sudden,
gym and everyone there is minding their own fucking business? Like, if people stare, people stare. If they don't, like, whatever, big fucking whoop. People are there to fight their own demons. They're not there to,
True.
like, oh my God.
Men saying, I've just decided altogether to avoid women, that it's better to be single, guys. They're almost like happy about the fact that they're gonna make the choice to avoid the entire gender of women because they have yet to actually resolve the war they have within themselves.
Peace over
all of a sudden became our fault again.
drama, forever and always. Women are totally on their own now. Good luck, girlies, in your era.
Wonder why high-value men are not approaching you? It's not because they don't exist. It's because women scared them all away. All I see on social media is men being canceled and scrutinized just for being men. We have literally embarrassed, belittled, and threatened men just for trying to approach us women. I understand there are some horror stories out there, but women can be just as guilty. All the high-value men are doing the same thing us women do on a daily basis. Like, go to the gym, go to work, get coffee, go to the grocery store. The problem is that women have become so cold and out of touch with our feminine energy that men are literally horrified of being that guy or getting canceled and trashed on. Most of them have just completely backed off because we women have been screaming at them not to come talk to us. We have to take accountability for our action and behavior as women and stop making men look like monsters and start embodying our feminine energy to be more warm and inviting for the right man to swoop you off your feet.
Women are lucky men didn't become monsters, right? We chose the other route. We chose the route to not do anything and to just step back. Men could have easily chose to be monsters. Cage women up, tie you up, make you sex slave, and women can't do shit about it. But men chose the latter, or chose the other one, which is back away and let's just watch you guys flail.
High-value men didn't disappear, they backed off. Social media has belittled and shamed men for just trying to approach women.
Can we please stop pretending like the reason you don't approach women is because you're scared you'll be accused of sexual harassment? That's not going to happen. You know that's not going to happen. If you approach anybody with kindness and respect, the worst they can say is no. The reason you don't want to approach women is because you're a sissy. And that's the fundamental issue. Stop trying to make it some other situation that has to do with society.
Now just emasculate men because they don't want to approach women because we listen to women telling us not to approach them.
Society and culture and feminism, dude. No, go say hi to a girl. Be nice about it. Whatever. Learn to get a little bit of zhuzh. I don't want to use the word riz.
Theory.
I'm doing everything to avoid using that word. You have to get better at socializing and talking to strangers if it is your goal to obtain a girlfriend via cold open. Now,
It's funny how these women come online and give men advice, like unsolicited advice to men. Like, do I give women advice constantly about, oh, you should probably do this to men? Like, yeah, when I'm reacting to a video, sure. But I'm going to just make videos of me talking to women, like, women, you need to do this if you want a man. Like, no. Why are you making videos about telling men if you want a woman? Men are making these videos about us wanting women. Why are you making videos about telling men to go want women?
Also, just hang out with mutual friends, dude. It doesn't have to be like some you don't have to watch a pickup artist and figure out how to do it. Be that guy that's always making small talk with people in a line. Be that person. You can become that person if you would like to interact with women more. Stop pretending it's like culture or something, dude. The reason you don't want to talk to women in public is because you're a sissy and you're nervous and you spend too much time on your phone. We'll talk to other people all the time. Strangers talk to people all the time. Ever met one of those social people that just starts making a friend everywhere they go? Be that guy if you want to be that guy. Stop.
The worst she can say is no. No, there are worse things, and men are done. Being accused...
I love how women never acknowledge it. They only ever acknowledge the no part. It's just, that's the worst. Really? We've seen plenty worse. Stop lying to us. This gaslighting tactic that a lot of these women are trying to get to men. No, we're not falling for it.
Accused for approaching women, being accused for not approaching women. No-win situation, ever.
Question for the men. Why is it that men no longer really approach women in public? Because I feel like back in the 90s, early 2000s, you'd see it so frequently that men are walking up to women, having a little conversation, a little banter, a little flirt, and maybe even ask them out if things are going well. But I don't ever see that anymore. What's going on? Like, what happened? Can you guys let me know in the comments, please?
No, I hate videos like this because they know. They know. They can easily ask men around them, and then they make videos like this showing off their bazungas, hoping to get engagement and pretending to care about men's feelings.
Men are fed up with being their pathetic, grovelling gentlemen and ATMs, only there to inflate their egos with the idea of unattainable desires and feed their arrogance, making them believe they deserve everything simply for being women, without the slightest hint of reciprocity or initiative.
This is one of the worst problems that we're facing right now in society, because this kind of smear campaign, character assassination, is the reason that young men are not seeking out young women, will not talk to young women, and it's the reason that young women say there are no men worth talking to or marrying out there. There is a breakdown, not just of marriage, but of relationships in younger generations, and it's based on fear. And that stems from a lot of the false Me Too. It didn't get worse because rape went up. Rape has gone down, just to be clear. Sexual assault has gone down. False accusations have gone up, and so men are saying it's not worth the risk. And then women are saying, where am I going to find a man with, a 7-figure income who's 6'2" and is willing to, give me everything that I want? Well, he doesn't want to be falsely accused of rape.
Women getting what they asked for and still whining. Men are choosing their own peace and telling them to go to hell.
Remember, manhood, it's just not enough.
That simple. They simply don't offer peace. And men have realized that peace of mind is worth more than any relationship.
Friend of 4 years just ended our friendship over a man.
I'm going to spare you the details and give you a quick summary of that bullshit-ass story. So essentially, the friend established a boundary. She crossed that boundary. While crossing that boundary that the friend established regarding her happy and healthy marriage, she was planting seeds of doubt between her and her husband, saying that her husband is not doing enough, the husband is just doing the bare minimum, when the friend is very happy with what the husband is doing. On top of that, she's pocket watching the friend's husband. So that's a massive red flag in itself too. From a woman's perspective, she wanted her friend's husband.
Always.
Her video is a perfect example of setting psychological traps, psychological manipulation, as well as subtle psychological warfare that women play on each other. And
there's some women don't even realize they're getting played on with each other like this. A lot of women still think women are just the best. They never hurt each other. They never backstab each other until they get older.
In order to attain someone or something that they desire. I've said this time and time again. The emotional manipulation and the gaslighting that women do to each other in order to form bond and closeness, to turn around and stab them and betray them at the deepest level, at the deepest core of a person's psyche and mental. That's a perfect example. We just watched the beginning stages of that. I've said this time and time again. Marketers know this. Advertisers know this,
They do.
sellers know this, business owners whose core customer base are women know this. Women want what other women have. Men will also tell you that a man is more desirable when he is unavailable. The more unavailable a man is, the more he loves on his woman, the more desirable he is to another woman. Said this time and time again. This is also the beginning stages of psychological violence. I love it when women are up in my comment section when they're like, no, men are way more violent than women. No, women are way more violent than men. Men utilize brute force. Women utilize gaslighting, narcissism, psychological manipulation, as well as the physical and emotional isolation that they do in a social setting. The social violence that women inflict on each other is way more damaging, and it cuts deeper to the core than physical violence that men inflict. Oh, let's add on top of that how women will enlist in the brute force violence of men in order to drive a point home. Y'all not
100%.
ready for the stories of how women will get a chick drunk that she does not like, or will drug a chick only for a male in her close proximity to assault her.
Which is the most diabolical thing I've heard from this woman. She's wonderful. We've seen this clip before, but when I heard that, in my head I was like, damn. Who needs women friends? Holy shit.
The easiest way to sex traffic a young girl or a woman is by utilizing another woman, because women
True.
utilize psychology and emotional connection and vulnerability to disarm a woman in order to gain her trust. Women are 10 times more violent than men. On top of utilizing vulnerability and trauma bonding in order to lower a woman's guard, most of the time women will sit there and try to love bomb on another woman to speed up the entire process. It's not the same love bombing in a intimate relationship. There's a platonic version of love bombing.
Interesting.
I will end it with this. In order to protect yourself against women like that, you have to establish very hard and firm boundaries. Having standards in regards to what do you deem as someone who's an acquaintance, someone who is a friend, and someone who is in your deep inner circle. A lot of times women will skip the acquaintance stage of a relationship and jump straight into the
BFFs.
deep inner circle in such a short amount of time by utilizing trauma, by utilizing some type of emotional vulnerability to disarm you. You have to be very cognizant of that. Set very firm boundaries. The moment you tell a woman no, the moment she crosses a boundary, that is an obvious red flag that she is up to no good. Women are master manipulators and gaslighters. They're very good at it. They do it all the time on social media. You have to keep your head on a swivel and remain very vigilant. But you're going to have to get burned a couple of times to recognize what I'm talking about. Unfortunately, they're very good.
You know, men suffer through a lot of these things too. This is why it's good that she's explaining a lot of this, because they're going to use the same tactics on men.
Like I said, I can play the game. It's very easy because you learn as a child. You just get better at it as an adult to the point where women don't recognize it when it's done to another woman.
So it's all a shaming tactic. She ran to the internet to villainize her and her man. So it makes sense when men decide to step away from all this toxic AF drama for as long as they live.
Why do we see so many women causing frustration in their relationship when they start dating a man based on a wound that someone else did, not the man in front of them?
Because we've created a generation of narcissistic women. The rise of social media and the rise of online dating and the rise of feminism has taught women that they are not to blame for any poor choices. If you want to be a sex worker, it's great. If you want to post in bikini pictures online, it's fine. Every poor choice is glamorized and every internal reflection is seen as gaslighting yourself. So they've even got terms for internal reflection to prevent it happening. They are trained to not reflect on themselves because we've been told we've been oppressed for so many years. Now it's time to make sure we project so we don't take any accountability. And as a result, when we get into relationships, if we don't feel completely soothed all the time, he must be a narcissist. He must be a manipulator. He must be gaslighting. He, rather than I.
Absolutely, we have legions of narcissistic women. Remain single if you can't find a woman not narcissistic or entitled.
100%. I 100% agree with that. If you want a family, work hard to try to get a family. But if you can't find a woman that is none of these things, it's okay to stay single, man. You did your best.
Which is definitely a mission of its own.
Why is it that so many women, once bold and independent in their 20s, are now full of regret and tears in their 30s and 40s? Why does independence taste bitter when you're eating it alone at an empty dinner table? Well, today,
I enjoy it
I'm
by
giving
myself.
you 7 raw, unfiltered reasons why so many women are aging alone and they're bitter about it. No pandering, no caping, just the truth they don't want to hear, but desperately need to. Reason number 1. Rejection of femininity. Too many women strip themselves of gentleness and humility for aggression and ego. They were told femininity was weakness, so they became masculine carbon copies of men. But now that the years have passed, they're realizing the truth. Men don't marry competitors, they marry complementers. Modern culture sold women a lie. Be strong, be independent, and he'll still love you. But the reality, most men don't want a second man in the house. They want a helpmate, not a rival. Reason number 2. Independence became a religion. Society told women they don't need a man. And now, life is proving them right, but painfully so. They did everything solo, made their own money, paid their own bills, climbed the ladder, and now they're also crying alone, eating alone, and sleeping alone. Independence is not a replacement for intimacy. And now they're realizing, I can do bad all by myself. It's not a goal, it's a curse. Reason number 3. Men are tired of being used, then blamed. Many good men got burned early. They gave love, provision, leadership, and got disrespected in return. Now those same men have wised up. They're not chasing anymore. They're not playing Captain Save-A-Ho. They're prioritizing peace over pretty. Women who once said, I don't need you, are now crying, where have all the good men gone? And the answer? We're still here. We just don't want you anymore. Y'all are so unfit for relationships. Y'all won't even tell your sons to date women with your resumes. And that is a damn shame. Reason number 4. A woman's desire to date up in status, income, and influence leaves her with fewer viable options the older she gets. Let's be real. Men at the top has access to the best. And if a woman's attitude is nasty, if her peace is absent, if her femininity is gone, why in the hell would he pick her? Men have options too, and they're choosing younger, softer, sweeter women who bring peace, not power struggles. And the icing on the cake? More and more men each year are becoming high earners in their 30s and enjoying the
100%. I became a high earner in my 30s. A lot of my friends became high earners in their 30s. It just takes a long time, guys. It takes a long time to find that niche. It takes a long time to be good at what you're good at. It usually takes 15 to 20 years to start making really good money, especially if you were focused the whole time. I was not. I was flailing in my 20s, which a lot of us were. But we really stable down in our 30s. So don't look at the 30s as like, oh my God, it's over. No, it's the beginning. Yeah, your body may be a little bit more worse off than when you were in your 20s, but you're still in damn good shape. As long as you kept yourself, at the gym.
single life traveling the world and they're not looking back. Reason number 5. Delusional dating standards. Too many women held on to fantasy over reality, waiting for a 6'4" millionaire, emotionally intelligent, faithful, ripped, gentle but aggressive, romantic but tough unicorn man, while bringing nothing but attitude, student loan debt, and entitlement to the table. As time passed, their value dried up, but their standards didn't. Now they sitting in bitterness, refusing to compromise, not realizing they're no longer in their prime. They're in denial. The crazy thing is, you could have kept the men who held his value longer than you. You just didn't know how to keep him happy. You failed to stay in your lane while he led.
Correct.
And most of y'all let yourselves go.
I'm sure there's plenty of women that actually been with really good, solid leader men that would take care of everything, would have done everything. But these women fumbled the bag.
Thinking the grass was greener on the other side. And when you found out it wasn't, you started looking at younger women who looked like they were winning. You saw their bodies, the hips and the thighs, and you thought to yourself, I got enough money. I'll just go to Dr. Miami and lay down.
Pretty much.
When he started chopping you up, the Pookie started knocking you up. And that's when you realize that even if you gift wrap shit, it doesn't take away the stink. So now you're crying with your BBL and your donut lips. And guess what?
Hey, don't make fun of donuts. They're much better than those lips.
Just because somebody pulling up after 9 to pipe you, don't mean they're there to wife you. So, at this point, you can do like the rest of these bitter women. Take your ass and your tears to the churches. They'll make sure you hear what you want to hear so you can continue to enjoy your delusion. Reason number 6, entitlement without self-work. Many women believe they were the prize without doing any other work to become it. They think a man should chase them just because they exist. But here's the truth. Beauty fades, but character remains. Men are realizing that a beautiful face can hide an ugly spirit. And now women who spent decades inflating their egos are left wondering why no one is simping for them anymore. Women with beauty, femininity, and cooperation are the only women in the world that are prize-worthy. And women with beauty, attitude, and pushback are great for back shots, and making sure the neighbors know our name.
Boba and back shots.
The self-work women do these days is for independence, and I'm not talking about financially. Their self-work makes them spiritually independent because they edged God out. Sexually independent because no man wants to lay up under no bitter-ass coochie. Reason number 7.
Stinky.
Late life regret can't undo early life rebellion. You can't reject good men for 20 years then ask for a high-value man at 40. Many women are trying to come back to the table after years of mistreating men, mocking marriage, glorifying promiscuity, and chasing independence. But by the time they came back, the table is clear, the chairs are stacked, and the men have left the room. You don't get to reject order and expect acceptance. You chose rebellion. You chose empowerment. And it didn't work out the way you wanted it. Men do not care how much makeup you try to use to cover it up. We dealt with y'all heathens long enough to develop X-ray abilities to see through your Maybelline and Botox.
We may not have true X-ray abilities, but we can see, yeah, that's caked.
So what you can do is show up for the discounts when the dogs and cats go on sale. And I might be there to help you in customer service.
It's a great time to be single. It took us men way too long to figure this out,
It did.
and we have checked out.
I think it took us men a long time to realize this because we were always kind of given and instilled that dream of the American dream, right? The white picket fence, owning a home, having a wonderful wife, having kids. I think most men, when we picture our lives, we picture that. We picture, oh yeah, I would love to have kids. I would love to have a house and a wonderful wife. It's just those things were taken away more recently. And now men were still striving for it, but now they've realized, yeah, it has been taken away. It's been taken away for a little bit, but men didn't realize. Men were just still striving their asses off for it. And now we see juice ain't worth the squeeze. Please like, subscribe, comment down below. I really appreciate that. And see you guys next time. Ciao.